We are back. We heard earlier this morning from Democratic State Senator John Erpenbach. We're joined now by Republican Senator Glenn Grothman over the phone this morning. Senator, thanks for joining us. Majority Leader Fitzgerald says he will reconvene the body tomorrow. What is on the docket for Tuesday in the state Senate?
Well, we're going to have a regular calendar tomorrow that we feel that we can pass whether or not the Senate Democrats come in for the mini budget. We are putting together that calendar right now. We're going to convene in a committee called Senate Org today to vote on that calendar, probably around noon. I think you'll have a confirmation of at least one of Governor Walker's cabinet members. We may take up a bill related to agriculture tax credits, and are looking at some other bills right now.
Is there any member of the caucus, any Republican in the Senate, have expressed to you or to leadership that maybe it's time to talk about this and talk about some sort of compromise? Is anyone willing to do that? I know Dale Schultz has put out his sunset idea of passing this, but then in 2013 putting collective bargaining back on the table.
Well, under normal circumstances, compromise is done on the floor. The Democrats are free to introduce whatever amendments they want. We had a long hearing last week as the result of that hearing, and some ideas brought up by the Democrats as well as people who testified on that hearing. We did have a compromise, and that's why you saw such an extensive amendment passed in the Finance Committee. If the Democrats want to introduce any amendments on the floor, they can, but the idea that you can just sit there in Illinois and get compromises you wouldn't otherwise is absurd.
Why do you support this bill?
Well, because the state has a budget crisis, and a lot of that budget crisis has to do with public employee compensation. There's no way we can get around it. I mean, the only alternative would be to dramatically raise taxes, and we have to go the other way. We have to improve the business climate in the state of Wisconsin to get our income tax and corporate income tax collections up again. So it's absolutely necessary to pass this bill.
Senator, is there a plan by the National Party, the Republican Party, to bust unions in this country?
No, not at all. I don't think anybody's even been contacted by the National Party that I'm aware of.
Is the governor, has he talked to people such as Speaker Boehner in Washington about this, and is he, the governor, getting any influence from Washington?
If that's true, I am not aware of it, and I talk to the governor's people every day. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're calling him now, but I'm sure this had nothing to do with anything national.
What is your reaction to the thousands of people who have gathered around the Capitol? You have to admit it's pretty impressive.
I don't consider it impressive at all. I mean, let's point out, we're within a mile of one of the biggest university campuses in the country. That campus is overwhelmingly liberal. You have a lot of students. You have thousands of state employees here in Madison in their own right, and we're beginning to see rumors, or I know of rumors even in my district, in which there's an organized effort to get any other union members there. So I would think it's relatively simple to get 15 or 20,000 people there. I don't consider this impressive at all.
But you have to admit on your side, too, that there is an organized effort to get Tea Party members and people on your side to come and voice their opinion, too.
Well, they organized a rally on Thursday, and we had thousands of people there on Saturday. I guess you could call that organized, but it's not a matter of where we have clubs or like union-type things where you can contact people in that fashion.
Let me ask you one more question before we go. What will bring an end to this stalemate?
Well, I think public pressure on some Democrat to show up. We're working on some other things, but like I said, I don't think we can have people just throw a fit, and by throwing a childish fit, change the way the legislature votes. That doesn't make any sense.
All right. Senator Glenn Grothman, thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.